Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniela, also known as Redeeming Daniela. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So guys, I just had a birthday. My birthday was on the 5th, also known as National Daniela Day. And so I cannot believe that I'm 32. Like, how am I 32? Where? Who sent me? Like, I don't understand how. But I really wanted to do a video on things that I've learned in my 30s, even though, like, I'm only 2 years in. But still, like, I don't know. I just feel like when you turn 30, to be honest, between the age of 27 to 29, you already kind of feel shift. Like, there's a shift. Like, you just kind of start seeing life a little bit different. But I think that when you like really cross over into 30, it's like, I don't know, life just starts looking completely different. So these are some things that I have. So let's get into it. All right. If you see me looking down, I do apologize. I wrote them out because I didn't want to forget anything. Number one, your life is not over when you turn 30. Like, I think especially like being African, like especially like and being a woman, and I don't even want to see if I can limit this to just being African. Like just being a woman, especially like there's always like this, oh my God, like when you're approaching 30. And it almost makes it feel like, oh my God, if you don't accomplish this by 30, if you don't do this by 30, like your life essentially is over. But that's a lie. Your life is not over. To be honest, like your life is literally just beginning and it's okay. I think that if you really think of 30 in a grand scheme of things, it's actually fairly young. Like you're not 21, but 30 is fairly young, like compared to how much life you have. So your life is not over once you turn 30. Number two, this was a big thing for me. Don't be surprised if your interests change. Like something that you really used to love doing, don't be surprised if you no longer just find interest in it and you just pick up other hobbies or you find interest in like new things. If you know we're someone that used to be like really adventurous and then you kind of just find that you're just like now you're into like home decor and you're like looking up DIY projects and you're just really into that kind of a thing. Like for me, in my 20s, I can say I was a makeup girly. Like I loved makeup. I was, especially being a millennial and growing up with like the OG YouTubers, like the OG makeup YouTubers, like if they suggested a product, I was buying it with my next check. But then, like, as I started approaching 30, and I don't know if maybe COVID had something to do with this, like, I kind of became interested more in skincare. So anything skincare related, I'm there. Like, body scrubs, body butters, anything like a new toner. I don't need no more cleansers. I don't need I don't need none of it again, but I don't know, it's just become like my new thing. So don't be surprised if your interest changes. It's actually a good thing. It just shows that you're just evolving. Number three, invest in your wellness. Your body changes already like as you approach your 30s, but like as you're in your 30s, like your body is changing. And I think that it's just important to really invest in your wellness. And I think this is something that I'm learning, especially after like having a baby, is investing in my wellness. Whether it's like moving my body, eating cleaner, like when you're younger, your body can bounce back quicker. But I think that like as you get older, it doesn't necessarily bounce back the same way. And so I think that it's very important to invest in your wellness as you get older. Um, and to kind of like pivot to like invest in your mental health as well. I think that, guys, the world is just crazy. And I think that, especially like post COVID, it's really been crazy, crazier. And I think that it's important to truly like invest in your mental health. Seek for therapy if you need therapy, join a local church as well. Like it's just important. And also, that's what kind of brings to a point of like making sure that you're working out, making sure that you're moving your body because, there's things that's released when you're working out. What those things are, I think it's endorphins. I'm not a doctor, guys, have mercy. But, but I think it's endorphins that is like released when you are when you work out. So it's important to just really invest, like just invest in your health overall. Number 4, don't compare your journey to anyone else's. I know this might sound cliche, but it can be very hard, especially with like social media, right? And you scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, and you're like, wow, this, and then especially because like with Instagram, especially us millennials that was on Instagram, like from the beginning, like the conception of Instagram, you probably still follow like people from college, people from high school, and then you'll see them and you're like, dang, this person already got like, they married with 3 kids, they just closed on a house, dang, they're like posting their promotion, and then you kind of tends to make you feel like behind in life. And I know I can speak to this because like whenever I talked about this and how I found out I got pregnant, which will be linked below. My friends were getting married and I was pregnant, and I was pregnant, I wasn't married. And so that kind of just really, like for the first year actually of my son's life, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like I'm a single mom, I'm not married, when am I going to get married? Like all these thoughts just kind of ran through my mind. But God really just told me like, your life is like laid out. Your destiny is laid out, and your journey is your journey. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So comparing yourself is really just going to put you through mental gymnastics that nobody has time for. So literally just focus on you and your life. What everybody else got going on, praise God for them, but continue to focus on you. It's never too late to start over. That kind of goes back to my point about your life is just beginning in your 30s. And I know there was some mistakes that I made in my 20s. And for me, I know like I started like my master's program journey at 23, and I didn't finish until I was 31. And just because like life happened, I stopped, I changed programs, I moved, like things happen between 23 and 31 in that 8-year span. But like literally what that taught me when I received my master's last May by the grace of God is that it's just never too late to start over. Whatever you feel like you want to pursue, you can pursue that. Nothing is set in stone because that's something you chose in your 20s. Like nothing is set in stone. So pursue whatever is, whether it's going back to school, whether you just got out of a divorce and you're gonna have to like enter into the dating pool again, whether you just left a toxic church and you're looking for a new church, it's literally never too late to start over. Number 6, embrace every season of your life. I think that like sometimes in life we can become too ambitious and too driven, and which is, there's nothing wrong with ambition, there's nothing wrong with being driven, but I think that sometimes we can become too futuristic, that we don't live in that moment and we don't enjoy that season. And sometimes I have my son and I'm grateful for him, but sometimes I wonder if like how my life would be now if I just embraced that time when it was just me and me by myself. I'm never gonna get that time back again. That Daniela is gone. That Daniela, before she became a mom, that Daniela is gone. And so I don't know, I've just been thinking about it like we need to embrace every season of our life, whether it's a single season, whether it's a season where you have toddlers, whether it's a season where you're in college, whether it's a season you're pursuing a master's program, whether it's a season you're just serving in your church, like whatever season it is, embrace every season because you're never going to get that season back again. And I think that if we can just stop and enjoy those seasons, it just makes it even more sweeter when we transition to the new seasons that we're trusting God for. Lastly, should have been my first one. Be intentional, being intentional about developing my relationship with God. There's nothing outside. There is nothing outside. Come back in, princess. Come back in, prince. Come back in. I won't say that like my relationship with God was terrible, but I will say that like as I get older and I'm navigating my 30s, I'm just realizing like it's God or nothing. Like this world is getting too crazy for you not to be holding on to the Holy Spirit and literally listening for him to say, move this way, move that way, move this way. Because things are just getting crazy. So be intentional, or being intentional about developing your relationship with God. And I might do a video on like the intentionality. I don't know yet. Y'all let me know if that's something you guys want to see. But anyway, that's all I have, guys. This was like a little quick video. So let me know what are some things that you learned in your 30s. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, I think 30s is my favorite decade. I haven't seen 40s or 50s yet, but so far 30s is my favorite decade. One, I just feel like I have more of an assurance of who I am. Like I feel like in my 20s, everything was like a guessing game. Like, do I like this? Do I not like that? Like now I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I just feel like I have more confidence in myself in my 30s. But y'all let me know if it's the same thing for you guys. Well, my gals that's in their 30s and my guys that's in their 30s too. Until next time, bye friends. Don't forget to like, comment, turn on your post notifications so you see when I upload. And don't forget to subscribe or else. Bye.